All right, let's talk about the future. But not just any future. What if we could literally build our way out of scarcity? Today, we're diving into a really radical blueprint for civilization, a plan that completely overhauls our global infrastructure with some seriously mind-bending technology. Let's get right into it. So let's be real. Right now, humanity is kind of stuck, you know? Our biggest dreams, everything from going totally green to exploring the stars, they all slam into the same two walls: how we make energy and how we move stuff around. These are the huge bottlenecks holding us back. But what if we stopped thinking small? What if instead of just trying to make things a little bit better, we could build something so big, so completely game-changing, that it makes those old problems just disappear? And that brings us to the very first piece of this incredible puzzle, a vision for a whole new industrial revolution, one that doesn't start on the ground, but way, way up in the sky. Okay, so meet the Orbital Ring. I want you to forget everything you think you know about rockets. Instead, picture this: a gigantic, super strong cable just hanging out in low Earth orbit. Now, wrapped around that cable is a kind of track, or a sheath, that's floating on magnets and spinning at orbital speed. It's basically a train track to the stars. I mean, this just completely changes the game. We're talking about moving away from brute force rockets and giant chemical explosions and shifting to something way more elegant, way more efficient, and it's all electric. And the way it works is actually pretty beautiful. First, you power the whole thing with clean energy from the ground. Then, these powerful magnets lift up that outer ring and spin it really fast, like 8 kilometers a second fast. From there, whatever you're sending up, satellites, supplies, you name it, just rides an elevator up to a platform. And then the ring just lets it go, like a slingshot, placing it perfectly in orbit. It's a fully electric spaceport in the sky. And this is where it gets really crazy. To get just 1 ton of stuff to orbit, a normal rocket spews out about 500 tons of CO2. The orbital ring, because it's all electric, powered by clean energy, a big fat zero. Nothing. This is the only idea on the table for getting to space that's actually truly clean on a planetary scale. Okay, but here's the catch. There's always a catch, right? A piece of engineering this massive comes with an equally massive challenge. You can't run a machine the size of a planet without a planet-sized power source. And this is where the story takes a really interesting turn. To run a whole global network of these rings, the plan needs about 15 terawatts of clean power, running continuously. Now, to give you some perspective, that's about the same amount of energy our entire civilization uses today. It's just an absolutely astronomical number. Which, of course, leads to the one big, glaring question. Where on Earth, or even off it, could you possibly find that much clean power? Well, the answer in this blueprint isn't in solar farms or wind turbines. It's in the very fabric of reality itself. To solve this energy problem, we have to zoom way in. We're going from macro engineering down to microphysics. The idea is to tune the quantum vacuum, a concept the folks behind this call the immaculate science. So here's the big breakthrough. It's all about a massive shift in thinking. See, physicists have known for a long time that the quantum vacuum, or the zero-point field, is real. It's this buzzing, chaotic sea of energy everywhere. The old way of thinking was, well, you can't really do anything with that chaos. But the new idea? Don't try to harvest it. Organize it. So, how does this thing, this quantum energy cell, or QEC, actually work? Well, don't think of it like a bucket you're trying to fill with energy. Think of it more like a tuning fork. A special device inside, this phononic directional coupler, sends out a really precise vibration, like a chord on a guitar. This sound resonates with all that chaos in the quantum foam and calms it down, organizing it into a super stable, low-energy state inside the cell. And physics does the rest. Just like heat flows from hot to cold, energy naturally flows downhill from the high-energy chaos outside to the calm, orderly space inside. The result? A constant, clean, limitless flow of power. But here's the thing. This incredible energy source isn't just some standalone gadget. It's the engine, the very heart of a much, much larger and fully integrated system. Let's see how all the pieces snap together. And this is where you get that aha moment. The whole blueprint comes down to this trio of technologies working together perfectly. You've got the source, which is the quantum energy cell, making all the power. Then you have the creator, which can supposedly use that energy to assemble matter. And holding it all together is the tuner, the key that projects just the right frequencies to make everything work. It's not just an energy plan, it's a plan for creating abundance itself. Now, technology this powerful could obviously change the world. It could be amazing, or it could concentrate power in some pretty terrifying ways. So the final piece of this blueprint isn't about tech at all. It's about people. It's about us. To make sure something this revolutionary actually benefits everyone, the plan includes a specific social structure. First, a Universal Resource Dividend, where a chunk of all the value created gets distributed directly to every single person on the planet. The governance would be a mix, a hybrid model to make sure there's both expert control and public oversight. And finally, a public goods treasury would pour money back into other big projects for humanity, from fixing the climate to funding open source research.
So when you put it all together, the rings in the sky, the energy from the vacuum, it's this incredibly audacious vision. It's a possible answer to some of our biggest problems. And it really just leaves us with one final, profound question. If we could actually end scarcity for good, what kind of civilization would we choose to become? Thanks for tuning in.